This is some pretty basic statistics. We need to memorize the formula for mean. Where is it? Here. And we probably know mean by the more common word average. It's the same thing. And so the average formula, the way that I learned it, is that it's the sum of all the numbers over the number of numbers. How many numbers? So I would start by writing that on your page. The formula is easy, but it's better to have it on the page and not have to think about it. Get it out of your brain so that your brain can move on to other things and write it on the page. For these ages, just add them up. I mean, you should maybe do it in two pieces because there's two columns, and that makes it less likely we'll make a careless mistake. But I'm just going to add up down the columns here. 57 plus 62 plus 58 plus 58 plus 59 plus 58. That's 352. 62 plus 55 plus 68 plus 51 plus 50 plus 65. And I'm always afraid I'm entering something wrong on my calculator. So I'm kind of like looking back and checking that I entered those numbers right before I start, moving on. And that's why I like to break this up into two separate columns so that it's easier on my brain to maybe catch a careless mistake. But this looks good, so now I'll just add those up, get the total sum. 351 plus 352 is 703. So that's the top number. And they told us that it's 12, but we can also just count the 12 names, and that's 12 presidents. So 703 divided by 12 is 58.583, blah, blah, blah. And they want it to the nearest tenth, so just make sure you follow those instructions. For our purposes then, 58.6 is going to be the answer. If you put 58.5, they're going to mark it wrong. They told you to round to the nearest tenth, so you have to make sure you know how to round. So the 8 is going to increase the 5 to a 6. That's how rounding works. If you have trouble with that, go back to Khan Academy and just type in rounding. That's a pretty basic thing. You don't want to get a question wrong because you rounded incorrectly. You did everything else right. That'd be really frustrating. But we do need to memorize the average mean formula, so make sure you have that down, and that way when you're asked about it, easy 10 points.